Hey guys, welcome to Learn to Juggle. This is for intermediate jugglers. So this is for people that can already do a cascade, maybe not so comfortably that they're able to do it for a long time, but they at least know simply how to juggle. And so today the idea is to teach you some 3-ball cascade tricks that you can do with that. So what I want to start with is what we call a half shower. So just like normal, you got your 3-ball cascade, okay? Now, normally we throw one ball underneath the other ball. What I want you to try to do this time is, we talked about the X in the beginner video. Instead of throwing it under, this time throw it over that diagonal throw. So, just like this, whenever you're ready, take your dominant hand, instead of going under, just go over and try to catch it. So take one hand, go over, over. Just do that. See if you can go over one time, see if you can keep the juggle going. If that starts feeling good, I'm going to try something else with you. I want you to see how many times you can go over, over, over. If you can, you've successfully done what's called a you've done a half shower. It's called a half shower because you're going to have every single one go over, and so it kind of looks like a 3-ball shower. To give you an idea what a real 3-ball shower looks like, it's this. Now that's a trick with lots of agility and more of an advanced trick. So we'll move on to that in my advanced video. But a 3-ball shower, if you can get the pattern and throw it over every time, looks like this. Over, 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 over. Now you can still see the diagonal throws. Each time my non-dominant hand catches a toss, it's going to give another diagonal throw. But my dominant hand knows that even though there's a diagonal throw coming, I'm going to throw over that diagonal throw. So here it is again, half shower. Over, 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 over. So hopefully you guys can catch that and put that into your repertoire, some of your muscle memory, to instead of just go under, under, under every time, you can go over and mix it up. So my next trick I want to teach you is called tennis. So that's ironic because we're using tennis balls. But what I really want you to see is that if you can learn to go over with your left hand as well, or in your case, your non-dominant hand, you can do a trick called tennis where the same ball gets thrown over, then over, then over, then over. So what I want you to start with before we get there is begin your 3-ball cascade and throw a ball over with your weak hand. It took me a couple times to start getting a flow there. But yeah, warm that left hand up and see, instead of throwing it under each time with that X, if you can go over the diagonal throw. Okay, now real simple. This time, to go to a tennis trick, we're going to take the same ball, and it would help if the ball was colored, so you're just going to have to keep your eyes on it as it goes. But watch what happens. I'm going to begin my 3-ball cascade, and the same ball will go over, catch with my other hand. I'm going to toss it back over. Here's what it looks like. Notice it's the same ball going over. I'm going to try to throw it a little bit higher so you can see. But that's the same ball going over each time. So a smaller one would look like this. So just like tennis players, right? They're having a volley. They're hitting the ball over the net. So go ahead and try that again. See if you can do one round where you go one catch and throw it back. So try to catch it over here and throw it back. I think that's a great way to start this trick. Throw it over, catch, throw it back. Now you already know what a half shower looks like with a continual throw. So as your right hand gets that ball, or dominant hand, throw it back over. How's that feeling? Again, this might be one of those tricks where the ball comes out too far in front. Put some spin on the ball and just aim it back toward you if that's what's happening. Okay, so that's half shower in tennis. I'm gonna move on to what's called the reverse cascade. Now, instead of one ball going across like it does in tennis and you're just throwing that one ball, this time you've completely altered your shape. So with every single hand that's gonna throw a ball, it's gonna throw it over to the other hand. So instead of an X where it's under, under, under with a regular 3-ball cascade, this time we've already got tennis down because we can throw it to the other hand. So now what I want you to try to do is create an M where every ball goes over the next one. Here's what a reverse cascade looks like. So just remember what you learned with the tennis and the reverse cascade. And now you're doing that with both hands simultaneously. Still waiting to throw one ball until the other ball reaches its peak. So let's think about how to begin this trick. Really simple. You're gonna throw one kind of instead of throwing it under and letting it trail off, you're gonna throw it more in an arch. After you throw that, you're gonna want to create another arch and create sort of an M. So 1, 2, and catch. So toss, toss, catch, catch. Toss, toss, catch, catch. The idea is to throw the second ball over the first and let it go down. Toss, toss, catch, catch. Toss, toss, catch, catch. Toss, toss, catch, catch. Now to get that third ball involved, which I gave you a sneak peek, after the second catch, you're gonna give another from your beginning hand. So for me, it's gonna be toss, toss, catch, catch. Here's what it looks like again. You're gonna create that M, right? So you're gonna catch it on the inside, move the hand to the outside, so you can get a nice M going, where every ball goes over the one before it. So that may take a little bit of practice. I know it does for me to get onto a really good flow, but you spend some time with that one and we'll move on. So what I want to do next is basically 2 balls with one hand, okay? So real simple, I'm going to, this is a way to start the juggle, right? So I'm gonna throw up 2 balls. Now, as I throw up these 2 balls, they're gonna separate, and I'm gonna try to throw the one ball in between them, and then I'm gonna try to find my pattern, okay? So watch this. So what happens is I toss. So as you throw the one ball to the other hand, you'll catch it in your dominant hand, or you'll catch it in the hand that you didn't start with, right? So if I throw up 2 balls, I'm gonna try to throw one in the middle, and then try to catch that third ball. So here it is again. Let them separate, throw it right through the middle, catch. Now to continue that juggle pattern, instead of catching it, you're gonna begin your cascade. So here's the toss, and then I keep tossing, right? Here it is again. Toss, toss, catch, catch, catch. And then you're in your cascade again. Okay, so another way that you can learn it and ways that you can vary this up once you get really good about it is you can go behind the back if you want. So what I would do to learn that is really to just get real confident with throwing a ball over your shoulder. Just takes a little muscle memory, just like I've been using that word. Okay, try it with the other hand. And just make sure you can get it consistently to a point where you can catch it each time as that ball goes over. Now, if you're really comfortable with that, if you throw 2 balls over, it doesn't make much of a difference. Here it is again. 2 balls over. So easy enough, right? So what I want to do at this point is instead of just the 2-ball start, what I want to do is try to learn to juggle with 2 balls in one hand. So what this is going to be like, and there's 3 different ways to do this, okay? You could toss one, toss the other, catch, catch. So toss, toss, catch, catch. Learning to keep them separate, toss, toss, catch, catch. And you're catching them still, moving the ball to the bottom of your palm and using those 3 fingers to catch the other. Toss, toss, catch, catch, okay? Now, if you can keep these organized, what's going to happen is your hand is going to shift back and forth and throw those 2 balls. Here's what that looks like. okay? Now, if you get that real comfortably, there's plenty of tricks you can learn with that, and we're going to talk about 2 at the end. Here's another thing I want you to do. I want you to put some spin on the ball and let it come back to you. So it's going to be like a toss, toss, catch, catch. Just like in our 3-ball juggling, we're going to wait till one ball reaches its peak to throw the second ball. So toss, toss, catch, catch. Here you go again. Toss, toss, catch, catch, catch. So this time when the second ball gets to its peak, let the ball that you've been holding a second ago roll through your fingers again and get a third ball up. So toss, toss, catch, catch. I'm going to let that one drop. Toss, toss, catch, catch. So how wherever you are in your skill ability, let next ball up and just let it bounce. Okay, work your way up to just being able to do this consistently, where you can just get it rolling back to you. Now, if you get really good at that, you can also create this rotation where the balls are going over each other. And that's sort of how I do my 4-ball juggling, is I do 2 on that hand, 2 in this hand, all at the same time. We'll talk about more of that in my advanced video if you're still tuned, or after you've practiced with this one enough that you're ready to go with harder tricks. Okay, so at the beginning I told you 2 different ways, or that there are multiple tricks you can do with this right here, right? Catching the ball side to side, moving your hand, shifting it back and forth, okay? This is gonna look really cool, but this is one of the tricks you can do if you're doing that. Now, okay, so watch this trick right here where I'm just, okay, looks really hard, but you can mix it up into your routine. You can either start that way, or you can catch it in the middle of a cascade. How do you do this? If I break it down for you, it's going to be really easy. All that's happening is this hand is doing what I just taught you. You're catching those balls in one hand, and you're keeping that motion going. And then all you're doing is tossing this one up in line with the outside ball. So if you catch the pattern over here on the outside, you're going to get the third ball involved. So notice all I'm doing over here is literally tossing up a ball and catching it. That's all my non-dominant hand is doing. But if I do it in pace with the outside ball, this trick is called the fountain. Obviously, you can kind of see why it's called that, because it's so real simple, right? You have 1 in the middle, 2 on the outside. It's all muscle memory. That's how those balls are staying in line, is because I know exactly how much I need to throw it to catch up with the others. So that's the fountain. Another trick you can do with this is called the yo-yo. So the yo-yo looks like this. So kind of creating an invisible string, right? Well, again, my left hand is doing practically nothing. It's even easier than the fountain. This time, literally all I'm doing is moving a ball up and down with my left hand. But I'm catching the pattern of this, and I'm just putting it on top. It's a really fun trick to do, and it can really impress some people if that's what you're into. That's all I have for you guys from our intermediate Learn How to Juggle video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know there's a lot of tricks there that take a little bit more time to get used to, but spend some time on them and use the tips that I told you, and you can have a good time. And rejoin me in my third. Thank you so much.